Discovered my dad's secret affair with a younger, unstable woman. Let me give you a bit of context to better understand what's been going on. It's complicated, and there's a lot of moving parts, but I'll do my best to break it down for clarity. So, here's the family setup. My dad, 65, my mom, 62, me, 31, my brother, 29, and my sister, 25. We live in France, though we moved here from the UK about 20 years ago. Even after all this time, my dad still doesn't speak French, and he's never really integrated into the culture here. My parents are still technically married, but the love between them is non-existent. It's more like they're just going through the motions. I run a business with my dad, and it's split between the UK and France. He's always split his time between the two countries, but over the last few months, he's been spending much more time back in the UK. When he does come to France for work, he seems agitated and eager to get back as soon as possible. My mom's noticed it too. She says he's distant whenever he's here. I don't go back to the UK much, and I've always considered that part of the business to be his domain. I stay disconnected from what's happening over there, so I didn't know anything unusual was going on until recently. Our secretary in the UK reached out to me, saying she was leaving, and wanted to explain why. I figured I should listen, and after a 2-hour conversation, I learned something that has completely changed my perspective on everything. Apparently, my dad has become involved with a woman, Sarah, who is 33. From what I've been told, she's a bad influence on him. She has a serious drinking problem and is described as manipulative. Sarah doesn't work, and she's been living in one of my dad's flats in the UK. According to our secretary and others close to my dad, Sarah has completely taken over his life. She's even referred to him as her sugar daddy, and by all accounts, she's living off him. What's more disturbing is the way she's influencing my dad's behavior. I've spoken to a few people who are around them, and they all paint a similar picture. One person even saw Sarah slap my dad and throw coffee and wine at him. He laughed it off, but still, it was shocking. Since meeting Sarah, my dad has been evicting tenants from properties he owns, or at least treating them aggressively, especially if they don't like Sarah. From what I gather, she's alienating everyone who doesn't support her, and my dad seems completely blinded by it all. Our secretary left because she couldn't stand Sarah anymore. It turns out Sarah had been planting cameras in the office, something our secretary discovered. This is all so out of control, and I'm honestly at a loss. I've always known that my dad was lonely, especially since he hasn't felt at home in France, and the relationship with my mom has been stale for years. I suppose I always knew something like this was coming, that he'd eventually seek out a new relationship, but never like this. I don't have a close relationship with my dad, neither does my brother. We only ever really talk about work, and that's it. A heart-to-heart conversation seems almost impossible now, and I regret not making more of an effort with him. I think part of the reason he's so drawn to Sarah is because she's offering him affection. Something he doesn't get from us. My sister is the only one who might have a shot at reaching him, but it's a long shot. I'm honestly worried about my dad. I'm fine with him having a relationship, I really am, but not with someone like Sarah. She seems dangerous, manipulative, and I'm genuinely scared of what she's doing to him, both emotionally and financially. I've heard whispers that my dad wants to make her his new secretary, which means giving her access to company accounts, credit cards, and all kinds of things that could put our business at risk. I'm not overly concerned about my mom. She said she's neither upset nor angry. They've both emotionally checked out of their marriage a long time ago. But for me, this is more than just a family issue. It's about protecting our business, our assets, and making sure Sarah doesn't destroy everything my dad and I have worked for. My dad is coming to France next week, and he has no idea that we know about Sarah. I'm planning to sit him down and talk to him about all this. After that, I'll fly over to the UK and meet her myself. I don't know what to expect, but I have to take action. I just don't know if I'm doing the right thing or if I'm overstepping. It's a mess, and I'm honestly not sure how to handle it.